Why do white supremacists, who are inherently anti-Semitic, love Zionism?
The number one enemy to the people in Israel are American Jews that do not support Israel and do not support MAGA.
The answer lies in Zionism itself. Because Zionist ideology at its core has far more in common with white supremacy than most people think.
Zionism and white supremacy are cut from the same cloth. They share a supremacist ideology. They have a lot in common.
In order to understand the relationship between Zionism and white supremacy, we need to talk about settler colonialism first, because the roots of white supremacy run much deeper than we think.
What is sort of new and emerges at the time of the Crusades, the height of European colonialism, is that Europe is actually creating a world order that is built on the notion of supremacy through the transatlantic slave trade, through all of its colonial outposts around the world. This hierarchy of humanity is being created. And so white supremacy emerges because of this world ordering.
In the early days of colonization, European settlers needed a justification for the genocide, displacement, and enslavement of indigenous peoples. White supremacy gave them that. Whiteness wasn't just about skin color. It was a tool of power. It defined who could own land, access the law, and who could just be fully human. The civilized and the uncivilized, the savage and the barbaric, with white Europeans at the top. Religion, race science, and capitalism reinforced and legitimized white supremacy. So if settler colonialism was the goal, and white supremacy the ideology that justified it, what does that have to do with Zionism? Well, everything.
What they found was a hostile land filled with swamps and snakes and scorpions and Arabs.
Like other settler projects, it required a racialized logic, one that could justify the removal of an indigenous population to make way for a chosen or civilized population. In essence, borrowing from the very same playbook as white supremacy. Early Zionist leaders embraced a settler colonial framework themselves and sought to establish a Jewish homeland in Palestine.
Was there an old village? Well, that's what I was told. I haven't seen any Arabs here.
Palestinians were cast as barbaric to justify their removal and the theft of their land. Zionism brought to Palestine the same white supremacist worldview that fueled global colonialism: divine entitlement, racial superiority, and a mission to civilize the so-called uncivilized. The alliance between white supremacists and the Israeli state is not a contradiction like most people think. It's actually built on shared ideology and political utility.
What you see with Zionism in the 19th century is that elite, mostly Western European